So let's have, it's Saturday. So let's have a Saturday blessing. Amen. Come on, put the, no, amen. Come on. There you go. A 2-foot blessing. And she also has some more predictions. The little John Yates fiasco isn't over with yet. And I know for a fact that HB, the dog abuser, is drooling to get back in with him. Drooling. She would love to. All you have to do is say the word John Yates, and you'll have HB back. And every time I think I don't have to mention these Bottomfeeders ever again, they do another stupid move. And one of the stupidest moves they ever made was having Mikey on a platform, even if it was an unknown person, Coach La Cream. Who has not heard Mikey? And I've had him blocked. I've had the kid blocked. Forever. I don't think I ever didn't have him blocked. Maybe a week. He says the same thing over and over. He apologizes, and all of you thought you were going to get some big, fantastic scoop. Something you never knew that he did. Well, I can tell you everything he's done. He's done everything everybody's told him to do because that's what he does. He's mentally challenged. And you women, all of you, the ones that tell him what to say, the ones that sit there and listen to him in the chat and egg him on, you should be ashamed of yourselves. He is innocent. He doesn't know any better. But you fucking women all know what you're doing, and it's disgusting, and it's sickening, and if you had any brains in your head, any of you, you would block him and leave him to hell alone and let him go find some people that he can actually be on his level with. Because it's obvious you women do not have any scruples whatsoever when it comes to anything. That was I didn't watch that much of it. And, Cooch, you sound like you might need to get your throat scoped or do something because you sounded terrible. Now I'm going to eat some of my snap. My MobTube guys are doing really, really well. I don't really have any updates on them. They're handling everything. Looks like I'm on the winning side. Even though I more pick people because of the individual, not because of the groups. I'm not a group thinker. I'm an out-of-the-box thinker, a critical thinker. And I'm going to expose somebody else. 40 ounce happens to be Tony Lauren's right-hand woman. Has been ever since I knew the two of them. So you don't have to worry about her anymore. I'm telling you exactly who she is. And also, I think it's what you did with Mikey was terrible. It was almost as bad as what those women did to my friend, Matthew. Not quite, but Mikey's being used. Mikey, if you hear this, you're being used. Go find people your own age, your own intelligence. Go be with them, because these women are doing nothing but using you. They're out of content, so they'll put you up there and let you say the same thing you've said forever. And I'm going to go see Nancy tomorrow, but we're going to be going to Clear Lakes. And I don't really think, I don't know if I'll even have a signal for one thing, but we are going to drive by a little resort area. But I doubt if I'm going to have a signal there either. But if I do, I will absolutely do a live. Because I heard a little bird chirping in the little fake witches clip I got the other day. And I remember I heard that same bird chirping. Her bird. Have you heard her mention a bird? She's mentioning a bird now and a couple lap dogs when she was doing my spell for me. So she may be at the resort and she may not. But I think you people would like to see that resort because it really ain't that high class. There's a little fucking airport there if you're real rich. And about the richest people, famous people that I ever knew that had a house there was Tom Landry, the coach of the Cowboys, and I'm sure none of you even remember that. And I think Roger Staubach had a house there. But in the back of the resort is where the trailer trash people are. because there's two parts to that resort. There's a back area, and then the very front area where the airport is has the fine houses, and there's a links golf course there. And then the back part is just trailer trash looking. I don't know how they keep the two separated. And then there's some condos down in there, but they're like those timeshare condos. They're nothing, I wouldn't have one. But anyway, and there's a couple community pools, and there's a couple little lakes in there. But if you'd like to have a little tour, if I get a signal, I'll be glad to go over there. Because I found out about that place, not from any real estate person. I found it from the witch's own mouth. Because she was doing a hate stream on Jules. And she happened to she brought up a resort in Texas near Longview. So me, being from Texas and not being ignorant and very good at geography, I thought, well, I wonder if it could be the Holly Lake Resort. So I go, drive up there, take a picture of myself by the sign, never said a word about the witch, just took a picture of me by the sign. Not knowing if that was the right resort or not, just guessing, like I guessed about her stupid-ass haunted hotel she went to. I didn't even have to be a psychic to do that shit. She says things out of her own mouth. She's too stupid to realize it. So I go take a picture of myself by this sign. And lo and behold, here she comes. Was that in Wood County? Well, if she'd kept her mouth shut, I wouldn't have known what county, but this is in Wood County. So she gave herself up. And then she gets mad at me because she's stupid and can't keep her mouth shut and tells everybody about the spell that I bought from her. And I was desperate. I was devastated. I was heartbroken. A dude had just broke my heart and taken me for about 40 grand. And I know there aren't any such thing as witches. I've never believed in them my whole life. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in anything. But I'll tell you one thing, I did not think that a person that you gave $60 to do something like that would run their mouth about it, but she sure did. She sure did, even though she's the one that gave her goddamn location up. Not me, she did. And I told her to go back and look at her own videos, and she was right in there flapping that mouth about Longview, Texas. So, when I hit her up for the spell, this is before she got mad at me, I said, well, you live real close to me. Why don't I just meet you and give you the pictures and the birthdays and all that shit you need? No, I don't think that'd be a good idea. And I said, well, why wouldn't it be a good idea? Well, I said, well, we can put it under a rock like the FBI does. Like that big CIA trader that put money under rocks with the Russians. We can do that if you want to. You want me to go to Hawkins and leave it under a rock? No, you better use Cash App. So I thought she was kind of weirdo then. Because she already knew I knew where it was. So I did that. She did the supposed spell. And I said, well, just how am I supposed to find out if this works? Because I didn't want him dead or anything. I just wanted him unhappy like I was. To feel the same unhappiness that I was feeling. And she said, well, you'll hear from somebody. And I said, well, the only person I even talked to was his stepdaughter. The rest of them I don't fool with. And so she got the stepdaughter's name. And nothing happened, Well, then she blew her ass out of gear when she seen a picture of me by the sign when I already told her I knew where she lived because of her big fucking mouth. Nobody told me nothing. I didn't have to do no Monica Lewinsky on a real estate guy because she told me. Just like she tells everything she does. And so she puts all my DMs out there. Picture of my house, which didn't matter because you've all seen my house a million times. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not in the Yahoo Witness YouTube protection program like she supposedly is. She's in a protection program. She needs to learn how to keep her fucking mouth shut about stuff. Well, anyway, she put everything up there, including the stepdaughter's name. Well, I posted it all, and I said, if any of you give this fake witch any money for any reason, she will put your stuff out there the minute she gets mad. The minute she gets mad, everything you've ever said to her, everything you've ever done, it'll be out there and it'll be in public, so be ready. Well, after she did that, I didn't need a goddamn $60 because I knew wasn't nothing going to happen anyway, but I thought, why not? When you're desperate, you'll do desperate things. So 2 or 3 other ladies that still won't let me mention their name had already sent her money. And I said, well, and they were desperate too. And I said, well, if you're desperate, you're desperate. You try stuff. You know, what's it going to hurt to try something? Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But witchy, since you're such a witch, why don't you look up the word haint, Haint, because I think you might have met your match, witch. I think you might have just met your match. And because I knew where the resort was, had nothing to do with anybody but you running your mouth on a hate stream that you were doing on Squirrel Girl, your own mouth, you told me everything I needed to know. Everything. And don't think that Scamber and Molly Golightly are great friends, because Scamber's paying her way on that panel. I know that for a fact, too. So, might be a smart move. I don't know. I don't know how it could be any worse than what she's been doing, talking about this little group of freaks. I'm surprised she didn't try to have Mikey on her panel, since he's a hot topic now, even though you can go back and look at an Instagram Live from 2 months ago and hear him saying the same thing. He's part Asian, part Mexican, part this, part... Who would take that kid serious? Only a bunch of fools. A bunch of pure D fools. That's who would. So I wanted to get this out because tomorrow, like I said, I don't know if I'll have a signal. And when I saw that, I only watched maybe 5 minutes of it. And when I saw the women in the chat egging him on, I thought, what a bunch of worthless, pitiful females to extort and exploit a mentally challenged kid. It says more about you than it does him, because he's going to talk. And he's going to say the same shit he's been saying, and you're not going to hear a fucking thing different than what you already know, unless you're totally ignorant, which I'm beginning to think is the rule in this group. So I've moved on, but every now and then you guys just do something that I have to talk about. And it is what it is. I'm going to shake my pills for turkey. Shout out to Sophie. I'm sorry I just read the thing about your laptop. Do not get an Apple product. I hate them. I had an Apple notebook that my rich friends in California sent me, the same ones that sent me that Louis Vuitton purse. And I couldn't wait till that damn thing broke. I hated it. I have had droids my whole life. I do things faster. I do things quicker. I do this shit with my phone. I would not have an Apple product if I never have another one as long as I live. So, Sophie, you ask, I'm going to tell you, get away from the Apple products. Get away from the iPhones. I look up shit all the time faster than them iPhone people come. They're stumbling around. I've got shit pulled up and reading about it. That might be just because I'm a fast reader. I don't know. So, Witchy, I know where the resort was because of your fucking mouth. Because of your mouth. Nobody but you. And the spell wouldn't work. And if you keep that $60 of mine, you need it more than I do. That's obvious. Keep it. But I'm just telling everybody, you get what you pay for. And look up the word haint, Haint. Google that, see what you find. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you everything. Oh, and I almost forgot this. I was in Instagram Live, and I'm not going to say whose it was. And this lady, I want to say this comment and see if it makes any sense to you. She said, they were talking about John Yates, but she said if anybody had a friend in real life or on YouTube, a real friend, and I only have 2 on YouTube, and they know who they are, you should never question them. You should take everything they say at face value. And that's why she never doubted John Yates, because he was her friend. And you never judge a friend. Is that not the most asinine statement you've ever made? Your friends are the ones you do not take at face value, especially if you know they have a history like John Yates does. Fucking alcoholic, out of rent, Same thing, same cycle over and over, same with repeat. If you don't question what they're saying, and there's something wrong with you, not them. She said this, and guess who it was? MTT. This statement came out of her brilliant mouth. I rest my case. You can make your own judgments. But if you don't question everything anybody says, that's why this country's in the shape it's in, because nobody questions the newscast or what anybody says, let alone a friend. Nancy and Sharon are my best friends probably in the world. I would never question Sharon because I know her. I question everything Nancy says, everything, because of her past history. That was the stupidest comment I ever heard. I had to leave because I couldn't listen to any more of it. Because, oh my God, she's so judgmental. And she's so sanctimonious. I just can't take it. Even when she's trying to be nice, there's like this edge of, I'm better than you, and I know more than you do. And listen to my brilliant comment that I never judge a friend. Never. You have to take everything they say at face value. Okay, you go ahead and live your life that way. You go ahead and have Mikey on platforms and act like he knows anything. You guys are looking dumber by the minute. I am so glad I just do this on a part-time basis because my mob tube people, they really don't fuck up that much. And FBS has agreed to take my Howard Stern collection, and I'm going to go to my attorney and have him added in my will, so I know my attorney will make sure my shit goes where I want it to go. I have all my guns taken care of, my Pekingese taken care of, and everything else my daughter will get. So I am happy, happy, happy. And the next time I go see my attorney, oh, and I may be getting a number 7. You know, I've been married 6 times, and I might be getting a number 7. Lucky guy. And also, let me tell you a little something about divorces, since you're all rattling on about that witch's divorce. I have been married 6 times, and I've been divorced 4 times in Texas. And you don't even have to know where the motherfuckers are to get a divorce. You pay them the money, give them 60 days to try to find them, give them their last known address, and if they don't find them, fine, and if they do, fine, you can get a divorce. The only husband I had that ever even fought back with me at all was my daughter's dad, and we were in court forever because he had some money. The rest of them didn't have jack shit. I'm the one that had everything. So they didn't even bother to show up. So you can't keep somebody from divorcing you. Not in Texas anyway. If you want a divorce, you can get one. You can serve them the papers, and if they don't take the papers, fine. It don't matter. You can put an ad in the paper. The last known address where you knew them, and that'll work. Believe me, I know. I'm an expert on divorce. So, this wasn't a very cheery little live, and I didn't mean it to be because that shit got on my nerves yesterday. All that shit, all them lives, they were all ridiculous. I feel sorry for Anna Maria, but if they would have listened to my sweet little hyena, all they would have had to do is look at his past conduct, and they would have known it's coming. And this is not going to be the end of it. He'll do it to whoever else is dumb enough to fall for him. That's what people do. That's what users do. They keep finding people and using them, and nobody ever learns a lesson, and that's the way it is. Ryan Upchurch, I love you, buddy. Durkee, you know I got your back. Sophie, get you a droid. I'm telling you, you won't be wrong. I do all my lives with a droid phone or my droid notebook or my Windows desktop. I've had one Apple product in my life, and I despised it. When it quit working, I was so happy, I went and gave it a burial at the lake. I never wanted to see it again. So, see y'all later. Maybe you'll learn to quit being so ridiculous, but I highly doubt it. I really, really do. Ciao. Oh, look at my beautiful nails. The little paw prints on them. Aren't they sweet?